Welcome everyone back to the European Journeyman. We have 2 games left of the season, and as you can see, we've done okay. So since the little gap, since the little fall off, we've won 3 in a row. We beat those 3 teams, not even going to try and pronounce them, 3 in a row, which has took us back up to 3rd with a nice little gap. We do have the chance in the first game to wrap up the playoff place. Vitebsk have won the league. Belshina Bobruisk have also been promoted. So it has said they're promoted. So I'm still unsure how it's going to work. But it does say teams in 3rd qualifies for a playoff. I think there's only... It says here there's 4. I think it's just 2 teams. I think it's just us and the team that finishes... Maybe there's meant to be... Because this is an odd number of teams... So maybe the first season's just a bit weird in Belarus because of some sort of issue or something. So maybe next season there's going to be 16 teams in the first division and then 16 in the second, and that might make more sense as to why these rules are a little bit odd. But anyway, we won't worry about it. We will just follow what it literally says. So maybe 3 teams are going up and 2 teams are going down, that kind of thing, and then that'll even out the leagues to 16 each. I think that makes sense. That might be the issue. I think I might have figured it out. So we won't worry about it. We will just worry about it. If we were to win, we will be playing a team called Smorgon, who've only won 4 all season. So you'd fancy us to give them a game. I can't really see what their players look like. But they don't seem to be paying much more than... Well, they're paying pretty much what we are. So you'd think we'd be okay. But we do play... Ostrovets and Bumprom today, who are sort of mid-table sides. So it's definitely not a guarantee. We've got a couple players out. Our left back is going to be out for like half a year with a broken leg, so that's really disappointing. A lot of the other players have come back. So this is the team that we've got for the game against Ostrovets. We've got Veretitsky in goal. Savchenko is going to right back. Borisovic, Shubovic and Glotsko come in. Our right back, Roshev, is suspended, as is Agiv, so they are going to miss this match. Galyata comes back into midfield. He's still recovering from his injury, but we just don't have anyone else. Kirikitsky comes into the side. Zagurski's been back from his injury, and he's been really good. He's a bit of a gunman as well. 8 goals in 12 on the right-hand side. Very good. Susha down the middle. Zerko on the left, who is leaving at the end of the season, so we will have to replace him. And then the Goose up top. Again, scoring off camera. 14 and 15. What a man. We love the Goose. And then there's the bench. It's not the best side. It's not our best team by far. But hopefully it's enough to get the win. If we do win today, that will be the playoff wrapped up. We'll still do the second game regardless. But that will be the playoffs wrapped up. And we'll need to go into it in good form. Because if we want to go into it in good form. We are obviously in much better form than the team will be playing because they have only won 4 all season. So that we will see how we get on with that. That'll obviously be the next episode if we do qualify for this playoff. Otherwise, it'll be our first ever transfer special. So we will get to see how we do in our Belarusian transfer special. As Susha was played through by Gusev, but unfortunately can't put the effort in the back of the net. Remains 0-0. We've looked like we've had a decent start, but again, we just not really scoring. To be fair, it's not necessarily just if we win today. So if we were to draw this, we would be 2 points clear, so that wouldn't necessarily be. But it depends how Leader get on. If Leader lose or draw, so if it remains as it is, we'd also be going through as 3rd. We'd be going in the playoffs. So there's a few different permutations, but a win absolutely guarantees it. So that's what we have to go for. And again, we want to go into it in good form. Hopefully we'll get back those suspended players for that playoff as well. I imagine they're only missing 1 game. It seems like there's quite strict rules because I've missed a couple of players on suspension. We will say we don't like what we've seen. Do we want to bring anyone on? Jerko's not playing too well, but we'll leave him on. We'll leave everyone else on. I'd really like to take Galyata off just purely because he's really not fit and he shouldn't really be playing, but I just don't know who else to bring on. Looks like their goalkeeper's picked up a bit of a knock, so it'd be good to get some shots, just pepper him with some efforts, and hopefully whatever's up with him. But Glotsko, I tell you what, he wasn't in my plans, and he's not really played as Gusev, man. Oh, Gusev, it's straight to him. It's a really easy finish, and he's put it wide. But yeah, Glotsko, he's been okay since he's come in, to be fair, for the injury to our usual left back. Whipped into Gusev, and Kirill Gusev gets the goal. That could confirm our playoff spot. Great finish from the Goose. We love the Goose. He's finally got a goal in front of you lot. He's like I said, he's been absolutely banging them in off camera. He scores he doesn't score many, but he just consistently scores one a game. I would much rather have a player that scores one a game than 2 or 3 every other game. Does that make sense? Just consistently, you've got a goal in him, so you can always concede the one because Goose is going to score, and then you just need another one. And that's pretty much how we've been winning games. 2-1, occasional 3-1s. We've not really been smashing anyone like 4-5-0, anything crazy. Ooh, that's very bad from Glotsko, but thankfully he has recovered. I was just looking at the age of the squad. There is some young players here. For some reason in my head, they're all kind of older. They're really not. One of our midfielders is 16. Is Gusev capitalizes, well, actually, Zagurski capitalizes on a mistake from the opposing defender, and Gusev's there to finish, and he does have his second goal. I said he only scores 1 a game. He obviously doesn't. He scored 2 today. We will take Gagliata off. We'll drop Susha into midfield. We will bring... let's just bring Tatachuk on in the middle. Let's just do that. We've probably got other players who are more suited there, but he's probably still the better player out of everyone we've got on the bench. Yeah, we regardless of whether we go up, don't go up, we do need a massive clear out. We've got a decent 11, I think. We've got an okay 11. I think we need a better team though. We definitely need to just get rid of that player on £1,800 a week. Why he's on that, I have no idea. Jerko, we will take off for Chul, as our assistant recommends. One thing I've done is went through and changed the staff to be the director of football is actually responsible for bringing in the staff, because I had it on as the chairperson because I don't think we actually had a director of football. So hopefully the director of football can actually do his work and pull his finger out and get some staff in. But we have won 2-0. That does confirm... There we go. Yeah, it does confirm our playoff play. So we will be in the playoffs for a chance to get promotion. Hopefully that's what it means. Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing. I think it is just lopsided because of the uneven amount of teams. Maybe one team got kicked out or something, or went into administration or something. They've got a player on 14 who looks very good. Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Really unsure. But yeah, it seems we're not the B team, are we? We have an affiliation with Dynamo Minsk, but we aren't their B team. No, we're not their B team. I was just worried there that we couldn't actually get promoted. No, we aren't. We just have an affiliation with them. Weirdly enough, it's not. It's not like a. Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say it isn't a loan one. No, it is a loan one. I've just reread it. Yeah. No, we are. Okay, so it'll terminate anyway. I was going to cancel it, but I think if we get promoted, it'll get cancelled anyway. They're actually top of the league, so they're doing really well. Okay, so that is playoffs confirmed. We will play our last game of the season against Bumprom, but it's really just to keep momentum going. We have confirmed our playoff place. Brilliant stuff. So we have actually taken in a youth intake. Like I say, it's not actually a terrible youth intake, but considering the quality of the players we've got now, the star ratings really aren't that great. So we've got a couple of players who are 2-star current ability with almost 5-star potential. He looks like probably the pick of the bunch. But again, he's only a 3rd division level player. How much he's going to improve, I don't know. None of them look amazing. None of them got the promising tag or anything like that. I mean, he's already declining, so I wouldn't expect to see any of these in the future. But just to let you know, we have actually got them in. Our game actually got delayed for some reason, but we are playing it now. We'll make our changes. We'll bring a Give back in. Gagliata did pick up another suspension. I think Roshev's picked up an injury, so he will miss this game. Hopefully be back for the playoff, though. Other than that, it's pretty much the same team. Do we want to make any changes? No, we won't. We'll submit it. Obviously, we want to keep our momentum going. We don't want to lose any games, so we will hopefully try and win this. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's all about that playoff games. I assume it's over 2 legs. We'll see. Obviously, when we get the fixture coming, but I assume it'll be over 2 legs. So that will be the next episode. Will be our playoff push. Savchenko whips the ball in. Gusev, I mean, if he could keep his goal scoring record going, that would be really good. Susha absolute sitter he's just put wide there. Really, really bad from Susha. He really should be scoring there. But it's a shame that Zerko's going because he actually seems like a decent player, but hopefully we can replace these players. Obviously, if we go up, we'll be able to bring 8 non-foreign players into the team, and I think it's 4 in the starting 11 or the playing 11. So I think at any point you can have 4 players. So realistically, we want to bring 4 absolute key players in who are going to be the 4 best players in the league. That's basically what you want, and then you can have 4 others. But again, Russian is not non-foreign, so we can bring some Russians in as well, which really does open it up to some pretty decent players coming in. Obviously, Russia, a much better nation than Belarus in terms of the players they develop. So that really does open it up. We really should be trying to become pretty much mostly Russian. I don't think there's any rules on under 21s or anything like that as well in the first division. I think it's just this second division. So obviously there's like a rule where you have to have 2 under 21s playing in the 11. That's okay for us because we had loads anyway, and we probably have some anyway next season. But I don't think it's in effect for the first division. But we'll obviously have to worry about that only if we are to get promoted. Obviously, we are going to be in the playoffs, but we still have to win them. And that's easier said than done. It still says 4 teams. I think it's just going to be 2. I think that's just a bit of a bug. I'm sure it'll just be 2 teams in 2 legs, so it looks like 4 teams or something. I don't know. But we have actually gone a goal behind. That was actually a really good finish, to be fair. We've had our chances, though, so I'm not overly worried. But that was a little bit poor from us. We should probably be... these are down in mid-table, so we really should be beating them. But looking at it, they've actually been in good form. They beat Leader recently as well. So in the end, we've, even with a goal behind, we are 6 points clear, so didn't need to worry. But at one point, it did look like we were a little bit far away from where we needed to be in terms of getting into the playoffs. But thankfully, that's very poor from Glotsko. I wonder if the players know there isn't much to play for, and that's why they're kind of not playing their best today. Hopefully, we don't take this level of performance into the playoff. That's why you always want to win your games, even if it's all secure, because you just want that momentum of feeling good, feeling positive, firing on all cylinders, that kind of thing. But not looking like it so far. We're struggling a little bit here. We've not been at our best at all. In the end, it doesn't really matter, but it would be nice to have that positive momentum of coming into these games, into this game, into the playoff game in really good form. And we have been in good form. Let's make no mistake. But to be fair, anytime we've played anyone decent, we have struggled. We're just very consistent against the poor sides. Saying that, these aren't a great side and we're losing. So what do I know? But anytime we've played any of the top teams, we have actually lost. We lost to Volnopinsk. We lost to Videbsk. I think we lost to Second as well. So we haven't necessarily steamrolled the league. We've definitely had our fair few games of struggling. But Petr Zagursky gets us back level. That's good stuff. He's been really good. He's going to be a good player for us next year. Yeah, I don't know how much better the players we're going to be able to bring in are. I don't know whether we'll be just totally replacing the 11. I don't know if we'll just be adding bits and pieces here. Given the goal record him and Gusev have, I don't have an immediate concern about replacing them. I would say the goalkeeper in the back line I'd probably want to replace. Maybe some of the midfielders I'd want to replace. Maybe Susha, he hasn't been, unbelievable. Zerko's obviously going. But I think Gusev and Zagursky, I don't worry about too much replacing. I think they would hopefully make the step up. Because you got to think, if we are getting promoted, if we're staying in this league, they're absolutely good enough to stay here. But if we are getting promoted, you would think we haven't got one player who's that level. Some of these players are 3rd division level players. So we'd really have to overhaul the squad if we go up, but we will do our best. If we go up, I think the aim is just to stay up. There can't be anything more than that. I imagine the step up's quite big between these leagues based on how well the top 2 have done compared to the rest of this league. But we'll have to see. Susha on the turn, lovely turn. Really, to be fair, very good finish. But unfortunately, it just didn't go in the back of the net. It hit the bar, I think, but it was a really good effort. It was a really good turn as well. Did really well there. And we are trying to get that winner. Gusev with his back to goal turns. That is wonderful from Kirill Gusev. I love the Goose. I really do love the Goose. Kirill Gusev makes it 2-1. That was, again, another great turn. He's been really good. He's been really, really good. He does have his poor games. He does have his poor moments, but he's not the quickest. But he's just a big striker, and I love a big striker. Savchenko now. Centre back, Roman, lovely ball in. Oh, into Gusev. I think he might have just been offside, but if he's not, That is not offside. That's a brilliant goal from Gusev. I tell you what, since we brought him in, I think it said it was his 20th goal. That is unbelievable return. He's been a goal a game. He's not getting replaced as we go up. Unless we find a really good striker, I don't think he's getting replaced. He has been unbelievable. 3-1 now. Fair play from Gusev, man. Honestly, what a player. Zerko now. And we do have a chance to make it 4. Whipped in. Zagurski, the goal scorer of the earlier one. Gusev is on his hat-trick, though. It'd be good to get him a goal. But that was a really good ball from Savchenko, given that he's a centre-back playing on the right-hand side. Really good stuff there. We did end up winning 3-1. Very positive stuff. Great momentum going into our playoff game. And that will be our next episode. So in the end, we finished on 61 points, 3rd place. So we have got that playoff game. Oh, is it just a one-off fixture? Is there no... It's not 2 legs. It's just a one-off fixture. I don't like that. I do not like that. I'd much rather it was just... Oh, no. How far away is it? Okay, so we are playing Smorgon. It's just a playoff final. Wow. Okay. No, it is 2 legs. Okay, that was very confusing. So it's going to be on the 30th of November and then the 5th of December. Don't some of our contracts run out in December? In November, sorry. Hang on. Oh, why is it? Let me just put this in here. Contract. Expiry date. No, they run out in December. Okay. A couple do run out in November, though. So we might actually miss some players. I mean, Savchenko's going to be gone. That's worrying. That is worrying. We'll have to just do what we can. But hopefully we can do it. So we do have our Belarusian... So what's this? See, it makes no sense now. Now it makes no sense. When you look at it from here... Okay, it's fixed itself. Maybe it's usually 4 and that's why it's messed up, but whatever. So 2 teams have been promoted. And... Why can't I see the... I just want to see the top level. Right. Yeah, so Shakhtar Soligorsk have been relegated. I think there must still be games to play. Is this how many games is there in the league? 28. So how have they not figured out who's doing Europe and stuff? Maybe the cup? Is the cup not being played yet? Cup final? Oh, they're only in the quarters. Wow, that is very confusing. Why would you only have the cup after the end of the league? It's a very confusing system in Belarus, I'll tell you that. We don't need to worry about that. All we've got is a 2-legged playoff final against Smorgon, who haven't won a game. Oh, they won their last game of the season, really. So they're actually going into it okay. They've not lost in 3. Dynamo Brest were 9th. They drew at bottom of the league, though. So are they actually good? I mean, that's only the 5th game they've won all season, right? Can't be many more. Yeah, so they've only won 5 in 28. Hopefully we can beat them. Hopefully we can beat them. But that's going to be next episode. So we will come back for the playoff final next episode. Thank you for watching this episode of the European Journeyman. And we'll see you all for that playoff final very soon.